Hallo und herzlich willkommen, liebe Zuhörer, zu einer besonderen Ausgabe von CyBull, dem YouTube Dart Talk. Nach den ersten eigenen Ausgaben können wir heute zum ersten Mal einen Spieler bei uns präsentieren, den wir im Rahmen eines Interviews ein bisschen fragen möchten, wie seine Erlebnisse auf der PDC-Tour sind, wie er sich auf die Weltmeisterschaft vorbereitet und was die Zukunft noch für ihn bereithält. Denn der Spieler, den wir heute dabei haben, ist niemand Geringeres als der Ire William O'Connor, der in diesem Jahr bei der PDC sein Debüt bei der Weltmeisterschaft feiern wird. Da William neben dem Dartspielen natürlich nicht so viel Zeit hat, auch noch Deutsch zu lernen, werden wir dieses Interview in Englisch durchführen. Das heißt, dass ich jetzt gleich nach dieser kurzen Einführung ins Englische switche und genauso wird es auch Olli machen, der heute auch wieder dabei ist. Hi Olli.
Ja, hallo Björn. Ich freue mich auch richtig darauf, dass William für uns die Zeit gefunden hat. Und ja, let's start in English now.
That's a good idea. And now I think we can go straight to the point. Hey, Willie, welcome to CyBull. How are you?
I'm not so bad, and you?
Thanks, I'm fine. Great to have you here on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Great. I think we have a lot of points to talk about because we thought, what could we ask you? There are so many questions. So we thought we could talk a little bit about your past, then the most time about the present, about the upcoming major tournaments, and maybe a bit about the future. What are your plans and what's going to happen the next years with William O'Connor?
Yeah.
But I think the best question to start this is the obvious question. When and where did you start throwing darts?
I started playing darts in my local pub when I was about 18, 19. Just playing with a few friends just to pass away an hour. That's about it.
When you started playing darts, did you thought, oh, that's great, I could try to become a professional, or did you just play for fun and later you saw, I have a great talent for this and I could become a professional player maybe later?
No, when I started playing first, I just played for fun. It was just, I didn't have much interest in it. I never watched darts on TV, didn't know anything about darts.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was a county team or an Irish team, or I didn't know. So when I was playing, it was just for fun, playing games like around the clock, or playing games like half it we used to play, or just maybe 301 double off, just messing about. And I started to get kind of handy enough. I wasn't good, but I was kind of I could win a game sometimes. I just started getting into it slowly, and a friend of mine told me about the county team, and I was intrigued because I didn't think that to be honest, I thought he was messing with me with a county team, so I said go have a look. So I watched my county play in the All Irelands, and they done very, very well that year. So I thought to myself, I'd like to try and make that Limerick team to play in the All Irelands, and it kind of just progressed from there.
Your first PDC tournament was the UK Open in 2010. How did it come that you play in there?
Well, the previous year I tried to play for my country in the INDO, which would be the BDO side, and I wasn't allowed to play for some reason. I was told that what was I told? We decided not to use you for the World Cup team. So I gave up darts for about 6 months, and a friend of mine said to me, you should try to play in the PDC. And I said, no, I'm not good enough to play the PDC yet. So he said, you should try to make the World Grand Prix. And I said, sure, yeah, I'll try it. But I wasn't ready to play in the PDC, you know. But I tried it, and I qualified for the UK Open while I tried to qualify for both. Well, I tried to qualify for the World Grand Prix, but I just happened to qualify for the UK Open, and that's how I got into that.
Nice. And you beat some big names in your first tournament. Peter Wright was there. You beat him 9-7.
Yeah.
That's also nice. Another tournament, a major tournament you had played in the last years, were the World Cup of Darts, where some tournaments were here in Germany. How are your experiences with the double format?
I've never played much doubles. Really, to be honest. I find it very different. I find it a lot more difficult to play than singles because you have to concentrate on two people playing, not just you. And when you might leave a certain shot or you might leave a certain finish, and the person you're playing with might leave a different finish, or it makes it very difficult to play, I think, mentally.
Okay, we see it on the current World Cup format where some great teams you would propose, like this year where Scotland lost in the first round to Singapore. I think you can see there that it's very hard also for the very best in the game to switch from singles to doubles.
Oh, it's very difficult, yeah. Very.
Other tournaments in Germany, a lot of European Tour events where you played on. Do you have any memories on that?
Yeah, I played a few. I like the European tours. They're really good. The crowd is really good as well. It's pretty much similar to the major tournament kind of atmosphere. So it helps for the players lower in the ranks to progress and get a bit of experience on stage. So I do love the European tours.
And the German fans? I heard some players say that German fans are sometimes a little bit annoying. What are your opinion about that?
No, I don't think so. To be honest, I think they're some of the best fans. They're really quiet. I think they're quiet enough to me anyway. They show me a lot of support and a lot of respect. So you have to show them a lot of respect too. I don't see anything to do wrong. I'd be the first to put my hand up and I'd tell you that if I thought I would say it, but no, I think they're very, very good.
That's nice to hear. Thank you for that. I think that's enough for the past. Now we come to the present. You had a very, very good year, 2017. You won the Tom Kirby Memorial and qualified for the first time for the World Championship. You also qualified for the Player Championship Finals, and in 4 days the Grand Slam qualifier is. Will you go there and try to qualify for all three of the remaining majors?
Yeah, I wasn't going to go, and then my manager made it known to me that it's actually a ranking event now. I didn't know it wasn't. I didn't know that it was a ranking event until only a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
So I changed my mind. Yeah. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to try and qualify and hopefully put another couple of steps up my rankings.
Yeah, that would really help because I think £5,000 is for the first round or for the group stage players in the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best in that qualifier and hope that you can make it to the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Where you already make it, the Players' Championship Finals, where you play James Wilson. Have you played James before, or what are your thoughts, or don't you think about that right now?
Yeah, I've played James before. I can't remember actually who won. I think I've beaten him. I'm not sure. I think I've beaten him, and I'm sure he's probably beaten me. I can't remember, to be honest. I don't really play the player. If I play my game on the day, I know I'm good enough to beat anybody. Currently, I've changed my darts, changed my stance, I've changed everything. I'm standing my darts high now instead of lying them low.
Oh.
So I'm working on that a little bit. Currently, probably practice anyway, playing better than I've ever played ever. So if I can bring some of that with me, and I've showed some of it a little bit now on the tour the last couple of weeks. I've been to a quarter-final and a semi-final in a couple of weeks. Yeah. Qualified for the World Championships. I still haven't got it down to a T, but I give myself 6 months, and I can see myself, hopefully, just by going on form and practice, that I can push on and hopefully climb the rankings a lot by the end of next year.
That's interesting. You said you want to look in the next 6 months where your rankings will be there. Then do you gonna practice more, or do you do something else in your practice routine, or how does your practice routine look right now? How much hours do you spend a day on the dartboard?
I don't spend hours upon hours throwing. I used to stand there for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, some days 5 hours. I don't think that does any good for your game, because when you throw for long periods of time, personally anyway, when fatigue comes into your game, you slowly start to your body starts to adjust to that, and so when you're fresh and you're playing early in a tournament, your body is fresh, but you're practicing so much when your muscles are tired that it takes a long time for you to actually start playing your best. So I changed what I was doing to playing about 10 minutes of good practice and stop, and go back a little bit later, do another 10 minutes, stop, another 10 minutes and stop, then maybe 20 minutes and another 20 minutes.
That sounds like an interesting routine. Other dart players seem to have another routines, like Mervyn King, who is known for training 8-9 hours or something like that. He's mostly very early in the practice room.
Mm-hmm. In the practice room, when I go to play in competition, I'll get to the venue maybe 3 hours, 3.5 hours before I play. I go up and I give myself 5-10 minutes just to warm up a little bit and sit down for a few minutes. Go back up and keep going up and down, then do maybe 4 or 5 20-minute sessions before I play.
Okay. So you have qualified for the World Championship, and it seems like you're gonna go straight into the first round. The PDC had announced some wildcards or some type of wildcards a few weeks before. Did they tell the players like you before how they're gonna give away the new 4 spots that belonged the last years to the European Order of Merit qualifiers, or did they just announce that to a surprise for you also, because it would affect you if they had picked other players that would be before you in the rankings?
I don't know. To me, it was a big surprise to me. I didn't know what they were going to do, but look, if the PDC can do what they want to do, it's their spots. You can't knock them for doing what they want to do.
Yeah, that's right. And also they want to know that they have a world championship, and maybe that then it's not wrong to get players from all over the world, like Devin Peterson, to have someone from Africa there, or Jeff Smith, who is a great player from North America. But speaking of the world championship, you're going to be very happy to play there. What are your expectations?
I have very high expectations, actually. Since I joined the PDC, I always had in my head that if I ever make the World Championships, that I can see myself going on a good run. So I expect to put in a big, hopefully should be playing at the top of my game, and I want to put in a big performance. I want to get a big run, because since I started playing the PDC, this is the only tournament that I ever really, really wanted. So I want to go and show everyone that the darts I can play, and I want to push really far into the tournament.
Speaking of pushing far into the tournament, do you think of who could I play in the first round, and do you make thoughts of maybe a big name, because in the shorter format in the first rounds the chance is higher to beat them there? Or do you think, or maybe not the strongest opponent in the first round and later when I have a good run there? Or do you just take everyone on how it was drawn?
No, I just take it as they come. I don't really care who I play. At the end of the day, if I know myself, if I play my game, they're in trouble. Don't get me wrong. Anyone could beat anyone on their day, but I know that the longer the format is, the better I will play as well. Also,
you said that the standard, or you said it right now, that the standard is very great in the PDC than it was some years before. Do you think the standard right now is the best standard there ever was in the PDC?
I think so. Yeah, I do think so. Anybody's from number 1 down to number 64, 72 qualifiers now. Anybody can win, can't they? I'm not saying anybody can go win the tournament, but anybody can win a game.
Especially in the first rounds. In 2015, you almost beat Michael van Gerwen at the European Tour event. You think you can do it one more time with winning this time in the World Championship? Yeah,
why not? I beat him earlier this year as well.
Great.
I know it was a floor tournament, but I felt I had the upper hand. I won 6-4, definitely should have won 6-3. I know he wasn't probably at his best. He was still playing very well. I know that my top game can make it very difficult for any of the top players. So I don't mind. I don't care if I play Michael. I don't care if I play Gary Anderson or Phil. Actually, I'd love to play Phil Taylor, to be honest.
Yes.
My first World Championships, his last World Championships.
Yeah, it would be a great achievement if you could be the last player Phil ever played as a professional, and you could retire him.
Yeah, I'd like that. I don't mind. It'd be fantastic to play him. You know, whether I win or lose, I think it'd be irrelevant. But I'd love to play him and give the man. That man could still go and win that tournament very easily. He still has the capability. He's still got the power scoring and the finishing. So, but I'd like to play him. I'd like to play him before he retires. You know, I've never played him.
Oh yeah, and there won't be much chances where you could be drawn against him.
No.
No, so we're going to press our thumbs for William O'Connor versus Phil Taylor in the draw.
Yeah, in the second round.
Okay. Another thing we want to talk about, your tour card for 2018 will be very safe. So you will be able to put on a great year in the next year and play a lot of tournaments there. You said you wanted to see where your rankings will be in the next month. Do you have a point where you want to end? Like, I want to be in the top 33, 32 in the end of next year or some point in the next season? Or what do you make as your aim? To be honest, I don't look at rankings that way. I want to play my best, and if I can play my best, the rankings will come. I know that I can play with the biggest players in the world if I play my game. I think in the next 12 months, hopefully, I'll show people that, and I think I will. To be honest, I really, really think I will. Another great example is that you have in this order of merit, which goes above 2 years, is that you have not so much to defend of 2016 like other players, and you can go full on to the year 2019.
I had a shock in you.
Do you have a great aim, like winning a big major or even become world champion, or do you just go, as you said, I'm going to look for the tournament after tournament and then look where I'm standing right then?
I'd like to win a floor tournament, first of all. You know, you're not going to win a major tournament on television unless you win one of those. So I'd like to push and try and make a final and hopefully come out the right side of that final, and hopefully can do that several times, and I'll take it from there and see where that takes me. But you can't talk about winning majors if you can't win a floor tournament.
Does it help your confidence that you've won the Tom Kirby Memorial World Championship qualifier?
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. It was like a monkey on my back for a long time, not qualifying for the World Championships. I've been to the final of the Tom Kirby several years ago. I got beaten by Aegon O'Neill. Fantastic darts he threw in that final. Mick McGowan beat me last year in the semi-finals, and Mick went on to qualify. So this year, to be honest, I was under a little bit of pressure in the final. I was thinking, I have to do it because I couldn't risk the disappointment again. So yeah, it definitely does. It takes a lot of pressure off. You know, I put a lot of pressure on myself every year just to try and make the World Championships, and I think now this takes the pressure off me, and I can just relax now and play my darts, and hopefully everything just falls together for me.
Yeah, that sounds great. We wish you all the best for that. Another question we have is, with who do you travel on the PDC Pro Tour? Ollie told that when he first met you in Riesa, you were traveling with Mickey Mansell and Brandon Dolan. And do you still travel with them, or do you have some new travel friends on the tour right now? Or with who do you travel the most time right now?
Yeah, I travel with Mickey Mansell a bit. I travel with Brendan Dolan, Mick McGowan, and Ray Campbell. Mostly I share a room with Ray Campbell for the past couple of years, and we do probably most of my traveling with him at the minute.
Ah, okay. is it just like they always say, it's a big family because on a lot of tournaments the same players are, so you see a lot of the same faces all the time? Do you know each other? Do you talk a lot with other players, or is it just you play them and that's it about?
Yeah, we're all good friends, but look, at the end of the day, we're all competitors, you know.
Yeah.
I'd say all of us that travel together, me, Mickey, Brendan, and Ray Campbell, and Mick McGowan, and all that. Yeah, we'd be all very, very good friends. Everyone else is just another dart player, really. I think, you know. I don't get me wrong. I'm friendly with a lot of people on the tour as well, but you know, they're just competitors to me.
It's every man's game when you're standing on the oki.
Yeah, that's it. There's no friends on the oki.
A very important question I have to ask. You travel a lot of countries on the Pro Tour now. You're going from Germany to Ireland to Britain to so much countries. But which country has the best beer after a good game of darts?
I don't know. I don't drink.
Ah! That's interesting. Do other players also don't drink on the tour and see, oh, that's a sport, so I have to focus on my game and not do something else like drinking?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people don't. There's a couple of people have a couple of sociable drinks after it, but no, most people don't.
Ah, okay. Thank you very much for having you on the show. It was very awesome to have a professional dart player here, which we can ask some questions about the PDC, about the Pro Tour, and get a look inside the training routine and other things like a PDC professional. That was very awesome. Very much thanks to have you on the show here.
No problem. Thanks very much for having me.
We wish you all the best for the next tournaments and hope to see you on the next 3 majors with some good results. And next year maybe we're going to see William O'Connor as world champion. That would be nice, or?
It has a nice ring to it, but look, I won't hold my breath.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you on the viewers or on the listeners for listening to this interview. And we're going to see you in the next episode of CyBull. Goodbye.